So in Arizona, 100,000 people showed up to honor the life and legacy of Charlie Kirk. The crowds were massive, thoughtful, and peaceful. Yep, 100,000 people. Elon Musk said it was like a family reunion. I would have been there myself, but I was 3,000 miles away doing some live shows where just the mention of Charlie's name brought sustained standing ovations. But in every venue, there was an energy there, and it wasn't one of anger or vengeance, but of hope and love. It brings to mind, at least to me, a comparison. I think back to the days after George Floyd, when there was a different sort of energy, an energy channeled into violence, arson, looting, and ultimately death. They were punishing people who were already struggling and cheered by liberals whose struggle is choosing between Martha's Vineyard or the Hamptons. And yet here was a different response. In fact, even though many of us felt the rage from Kirk's murder in our very bones, it was indeed personal. We didn't conclude that it gave us license to harm others. We didn't use it to justify burning down stores or stealing shoes or jewelry or hair pieces. But it's two different responses to two different events. What can we glean from that? What does it say about a people? Call them Republican or conservative or Christian or just plain normal, whose response to grief and outrage is its very opposite. And the other people call them the left, the self-identified oppressed, the few remaining Jimmy Kimmel fans, who saw Floyd's death not just as an avenue for retribution, but also for theft and barbarism. They shouted Black Lives Matter while their riots left a dozen black people dead. But among Kirk's mourners, the idea of violence and revenge never crossed their minds. It's not that we don't feel rage, it's that we don't act on it because our moral standards forbid it. Well, that and when you have a job and a family to support, it's hard to squeeze in burning cop cars and stabbing people into your daily schedule. We're also not dumb enough to burn down the grocery store that we shop at every Thursday. We know that unless you're held hostage at a taping of The View, violence is rarely the answer. The left, however, embrace any opportunity to make violence acceptable. To them, violence is the language you speak to the oppressor. There are no standards to their behavior. Self-control becomes the enemy. Whether it's burning down police stations, attacking Trump supporters, Tesla cars, or ICE facilities, it's not the event that spawns the actions. It's the hateful ingredient within the people doing it. They throw rocks because it's how they get their rocks off. What's inside them that sees violence as a path, while ours is peace? Why do we redouble our efforts to find peace while their drive is for chaos? Well, I'll tell you what's inside them. Not a goddamn thing. They're as empty as a dog park in North Korea. And as far as any spirituality, they filed Chapter 11 years ago. That's something to think about moving forward, because this isn't going anywhere. This is the story of energy. Charlie's death unleashed an energy, one of love, not of hate. I felt it in Pennsylvania and Connecticut, and you saw it in Arizona. It's as if Charlie's spirit is everywhere, and it forbids us from using his death to punish others, because we know that isn't what Charlie wants. And as angry as we feel, we really don't want it either. It's weak, and worse than weak, it's exploitive. So spare me while I wipe the both sides argument off the bottom of my size 6 shoe. That should have read size 9. There are no both sides. Why is it Erica Kirk can forgive the guy who killed, but the left can't forgive Charlie for having lived? We must always lead by Charlie's example and hope that others will follow. Perhaps even those who participated in the very worst of behaviors might even see the light. All they have to do is open their eyes and turn off MSNBC and CNN. For the memorial reveals a truth that even I missed. When you look at 100,000 people together, peaceful, forgiving, and calm, you realize that's why the left needs to lie about us. The truth about us is so powerful. And without the distortion filter of the media, this is what people will see. And what they see is what people want to have. Peace, love, understanding. Imagine turning on the TV and seeing that for the first time. you might realize what a lie you've been sold for so long. The left have a right to be scared, but not of guns, but of truth.
Want even more Fox News on YouTube? Become a Fox News Patriot today. Click join to find out how.